Celebration area. There's congestion on I-4 through the city, and before you head over St. John's River Bridge, you won't be running into too many problems on the major roadways. No serious accidents tying you up or slowing you down. On Florida's Turnpike, southbound past Osceola Parkway, traffic stop and go. See traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Bet Online.
If you care about predictions, you care about props. And right now, it's about championship moments. From the hardwood to the ice, Bet Online is the home of real sports wagering, deep markets, sharp odds, and player props for fans who know these games aren't random. Bet Online, the game starts here.
It's Matt and Bowen. If you've ever had an opinion about a celebrity, a movie, or a random woman on TikTok, this podcast is for you.
Listen to Las Culturistas on the iHeart Radio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance tech at a university, he knows ordering from multiple suppliers takes time away from keeping their arena up and running. That's why he counts on Grainger to get everything he needs, from lighting and HVAC parts to plumbing supplies, all in one place. And with fast, dependable delivery, he's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
The biggest store-wide sale ever is happening at International Diamond Center, April 17th, 18th, and 19th. Rings, earrings, bracelets, bands, incredible deals on dazzling jewelry at all three International Diamond Center locations: Altamont Springs, Waterford Lakes, and Mall at Millennia.
If you want your windows there in Reese, pick up the phone and just text Reese.
Win $25,000 in new impact windows from Reese Windows. Pick up your phone and text the word TRUST right now to 20129. That's TRUST to 20129.
Booking.com has stays for absolutely anyone. For instance, imagine you're a family of interstellar beings traveling to expand your horizons. You find a hotel with out-of-this-world balcony views. Seeing is believing. There's room service so your kids can sample the planet's culinary data. It even has Earth's most sophisticated technology, the Slipper. So cozy. If curious aliens can find their perfect stay, anyone can. Find exactly what you're booking for. Booking.com, booking.yeah.
If you're the victim of a car crash, never rush to settle with the insurance companies and never settle for just any attorney. Demand Anna Jar Levine. Call 1-800-747-FREE for a free consultation and take back control of your life.
In Office Orlando.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter.
We are Orlando sports leader, broadcasting live from the FM 96.9 The Game studio. Brought to you by the Nickley Group, Orlando's home team. Doing real estate differently. TheNickleyGroup.com.
I'm Daniel Alarcon. I'm John Green, co-host of the podcast The Away End with my old friend Daniel. I remember the first time I took my oldest son to an actual live soccer game, and when you step out through the concourse and you can see the field, he did like that, like a sharp intake of breath, and he said, "This is so unusual for my eyes." Oh, I love that. Together, we'll find out why, of all the unimportant things, football and soccer is the most important. Open your free iHeart Radio app, search The Away End with Daniel Alarcon and John Green, and listen now.
This message is for all you couples out there, because when one of you isn't feeling great, energy, performance, or confidence, it affects both of you. At Florida Center for Hormones and Wellness, they've got treatments that help both men and women reconnect. For the guys, there's shockwave therapy and the P-Shot, natural, non-surgical ways to boost performance and blood flow in the bedroom. For women, they offer shockwave therapy and Emcella, therapies that improve comfort, sensitivity, and pelvic strength post-menopause. It's all medical, all natural, and it really works. Dr. John Carrizzella and his team know this isn't just about physical performance. It's about restoring confidence and connection. If you and your partner want to feel like your best selves again, together, start here. Go to hormonesandwellness.com/bulldog and tell them Mike Bianchi, the Bulldog, sent you. That's hormonesandwellness.com/bulldog.
I love my kids so much. I once sat for 3 hours in the cold rain to watch her soccer team lose by 18 goals.
I love my kids so much, I once used a tube to suck snot out of her stuffed nose at 3 a.m.
You win.
Love your kids? Love them enough to make sure they're in the right car seat. From toddlers to tweens, visit nhtsa.gov/the right seat to find the right seat for their age and size. Keep them safe. Visit nhtsa.gov/the right seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Friday, the Magic head to the Windy City for a pivotal matchup versus the Bulls. Our coverage begins at 7:30 with Magic Tonight. Tip time is 8 p.m. Catch every minute right here on your exclusive home for Orlando Magic basketball. FM 96.9 The Game, AM 740, and streaming on the absolutely free iHeart Radio app.
Hey, this is former Daytona 500 winner Ricky Stenhouse Jr.
Ricky Stenhouse has won the Daytona 500. Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Daytona 500 winner. Go!
And your drive just got better with Bianchi and Kravitz.
I was hoping for a little Masters music here, but I made the request too late.
Oh, no, Mike. This is even better. This is Dave Matthews.
I love a little Dave Matthews.
Yeah.
It's hard for me to do my Jim Nance with Dave Matthews playing. Hello, friends.
It's really not that different, if you think about it.
From the gentle hills of Augusta, the cathedral of the pines, where the azaleas, they're in full bloom, and the echoes of history linger in every corner. Welcome to the Masters, a tradition like no other. The Masters is ongoing right now, first round. I would have to think about it longer than I've thought about it, but I think Kravitz, other than maybe the Florida-Georgia game, the Masters is my favorite sporting event. It's my favorite sporting event to watch on TV. It's my favorite sporting event to cover in person. I've covered many Masters, gone to Augusta National. It's unbelievable. I love the Masters. It's must-watch TV for me. Not every shot of every round, but Sunday, I will be glued for the entire afternoon to watch the Masters golf tournament. So it is right up at the top of the list, either one or two on my list of sporting events. Where would it rank for you? Are we going to do a draft here?
We are going to do a draft here, but I think it's important to flush this stuff out before we get to it. And the Masters is certainly on the short list. I love a big-time golf event, but it's still not at the top of the heap with all the great events that we have around sports that I'm much more plugged in on than golf. So while the Masters does have an aura about it, and it's got rich history, and the scenes are always beautiful, and it comes at a time of the year where you're really starting to fall back in love with nature and all of that springtime. It's a signal that things are warming up, and it's just a special time of the year. I would probably have it right outside of my top 5, which I think could sound blasphemous to some, but I'm curious to see where it lands in the draft. So what we're going to do here is 3 of us are going to draft a team of 4 events in the sports calendar. You will have to explain why it's a draft pick for you, and sort of sell it to the audience. And then what we're going to do is share our list of 4. It's me, Brandon Kravitz, Mike Bianchi, and our producer, Jaden Grimes. I'll throw our names in a hat, and we'll have someone pick first, and we'll snake draft it back and forth like you do in fantasy football. And then I'll put in the Game Heads page our 4 draft picks, and the listeners will decide who has the best team of 4 events. Hit the music. I have put my hand in the pot, and age before beauty. It goes Mike Bianchi, Jaden Grimes, and then the swing pick, Brandon Kravitz. Go ahead, Mike.
Now,
you are on the clock.
There's a strategy involved here because you just said the Masters wouldn't even be in your top 5. So maybe, and I don't think it's in Jaden Grimes either. Maybe I should leave that, and I could get value later in the draft, right?
I should have withheld this information in hindsight. I would definitely use that. Now, here's something that we do need to consider. Are we only talking about one-off events? I think that is an important distinction. Or are we talking about events that have multiple sequences, like the World Series? The World Series isn't a game. It's games.
That's one event.
Okay,
one event. The NCAA tournament to me is one event. Although you could have the final, like the Final Four would be on my list.
Oh yeah, I don't know about that. All right. Well, anyway, make your draft pick.
Okay. All right. I'm just going to draft Florida, Georgia. The Florida-Georgia game.
All right. Why?
Because it's full of history. It's full of tradition. It's unique in today's college football. College football is my favorite sport. And to me, that is the ultimate game. I grew up with it. There's history with it with me, emotion, all of that. So Florida-Georgia, easy for me.
Jaden Grimes, you are on the clock.
I'm thinking value here more than anything. I feel like it would be dumb for me not to. When we say events, like any sporting event really goes here, right? It doesn't have to. Yeah. Of course, I'm going to pick the Super Bowl. It's the biggest event of every championship game I have. It would be stupid for me not to pick it right here.
I would, even if it's not at the top of your list, it can't make it out of round 1. So no issue with that. I'm going to take the NCAA tournament. I judge events based on. When I think top-tier sporting event, I always think, is this event still incredible, irrelevant of who's involved? It doesn't matter who's in the NCAA tournament. It's always amazing. March Madness is an event that's so good, we take a sport that we don't actually care about, and it becomes the most important thing in our ether for a couple of weeks. So I'll go March Madness. I get the swing pick here, so that means I get to go back-to-back. Incredible. I mean, I guess I should probably go with my favorite sport of all, which is football. I think AFC NFC championship weekend is even better than the Super Bowl because it's like BOGO at Publix. It's 2 for the price of 1 without all of the useless hoopla about commercials and halftime shows. So I'm going to go with AFC NFC championship Sunday as my number 2 pick. Back to Jaden Grimes.
Not to be a helmet head here, but I love the college football playoffs. I love everything leading up to it. I love seeing who's going to be in the playoffs. I have to take the college football playoffs.
I think he gets the entire playoff.
Yeah, if we could do the tournament, right? You did the whole NCAA.
Yeah, exactly. I think you get the whole tournament. All right, but Mike Bianchi, back to you for 2 picks.
Okay, since you guys are taking huge events that last weeks, I'm going to take the 4 golf majors. The Masters, the U.S. Open.
No. Whoa. What? That is not one singular event.
Huh?
March Madness crowns a single. No, you don't get the majors. You get one. Pick your favorite.
I'll take the Masters.
All right, there you go. I mean, you could go back to back and take the U.S. Open or the Open. You could do that here if you want to. Snatch up 2 of the best golf majors. So go ahead with your 3rd round pick.
I'm going to go. So I can't go Final Four now.
No, Final Four is off the board. I gobbled that up.
I will go the. This is gonna get me some votes from the Patriots out there. I'm gonna go the Army Navy game. Patriotism, pal.
You're such a suck up.
Patriotism, Army Navy. That is about tradition. That's about patriotism. It's about loving your country. No NIL, no transfer portal. Pure athletes who play for the joy of the game.
Fair enough.
Wow. I mean, nobody can argue with that. Otherwise, they'll kick you out of the country. So go ahead.
I don't want to pick the Summer Olympics, but I just want to pick basketball. I just want to pick Olympic basketball. Is that viable?
I think you should just pick the whole Summer Olympics.
I feel like that's a little cheating. That's a lot of events.
I think that counts, Mike. I think I'm going to give him the. It's not like anybody's going to come on here and pick badminton.
Okay,
so
you got
you
point.
get the whole thing.
Okay, I'll do the Summer Olympics.
That's really good. That's solid.
Really good memories of watching Olympic basketball growing up. So that's why I picked that.
All right, nice way to ice it there. So I'm going to finish mine on the same line of. Well, first of all, I guess I got the NBA Cup. Obviously, we're going to throw the.
What?
I'm kidding. It's a joke. Okay, I said that my top tier sporting events are sporting events I think of that are relevant and great no matter who's involved. Does that describe anything better than the Kentucky Derby? Who cares? What horses are there? The event is always incredible. It feels huge. I'm going Kentucky Derby. And then same line of thinking, I'm going to wrap around with my final pick. WrestleMania every year delivers, no matter who's in the main event. It's the production, it's the pageantry.
We said sporting event.
It is a sporting entertainment event. WrestleMania is my final pick. Jaden, back to you for your final selection.
Going to go back to my helmet head brain here for this one. Miami FSU, one of the greatest college rivalries ever. One of the most, it doesn't matter how bad FSU or Miami is, everyone talks about that game going into that week. One of the best rivalries there is.
They don't talk. They haven't talked about that game in about 25 years. But other than that,
like 3 years it's been talked about.
For the same reason Kravitz picked the Kentucky Derby, just the spectacle of it. I'm going right here in Central Florida, staying local, the Daytona 500, the Great American Race. Are you detecting a theme here? Army, Navy, the Great American Race. I am a patriot, and I love events that celebrate patriotism.
And there you go. The draft is now complete. My 4, March Madness, the AFC and NFC championship games, Kentucky Derby, and WrestleMania. Bianchi has Florida, Georgia, the Masters, Army, Navy, and the Daytona 500, and Jaden Grimes has the Super Bowl, the college football playoff, Summer Olympics, and Miami, Florida State. Really tailed off there at the end. Let us know who you think has the best group of events. 50857. More Game On after this.
Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz. We'll be right back after this.
Oh, that was fun. When the Florida Heat starts throwing haymakers, you've got 2 choices. You can sweat it out, or you can join the club of cool customers over at Mills Air. Heating, cooling, installation, and maintenance, they make the process simple, effective, and affordable for all. They've been good to me for years, and it's because of their professionalism and high quality that my AC is one thing I never have to worry about at my house, a major stress relief. Whether your AC is barely hanging on or it's completely tapped out, Mills Air can help you get back to feeling crisp, comfortable, cold, and they'll do it fast. MillsAir.com is how you can go and find them and be their next cool customer.
Orlando, are you ready for a weekend getaway that's got something for everyone? Then pack your bags and head to Mission Resort and Club in beautiful Howey in the Hills, right there next to Claremont. Not only can you tee off on 2 stunning championship golf courses, El Campeon and Las Colinas, but you can also play pickleball, tennis, or rent a boat at the marina and explore the largest chain of lakes in Florida. They're beautiful, and when the day winds down, relax at the spa or dine at one of their 4 fabulous on-site restaurants. The Sunday Champagne Brunch is a feast you will thoroughly enjoy. Mission Resort is perfect for couples, families, or anyone just looking for a little escape close to home. If you just want to come over for a day of golf, book those tee times at the pro shop, tell them Mike Bianchi, the Bulldog, sent you, and you'll get a free bucket of range balls. For hotel reservations and tee times, go to missionresortandclub.com. That's missionresortandclub.com. Mission Resort, Central Florida's hidden gem, is just waiting for you.
Why is the Eustis roofing truck driving around Orlando? Are they lost or something?
We're not lost. We're on our way to repair your neighbor's roof. We may be called Eustace Roofing, but we help families in Orlando every single day. No out-of-town crews, no gimmicks, just roofing done right by locals who know the Florida weather. Visit EustaceRoofing.com to schedule your free estimate. Head to the station's contest page for your chance to win a $25,000 gift card towards a new roof. It's the Dream Home Makeover with Eustace Roofing.
Is your financial advisor managing your risk or just a spreadsheet? Hi, I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. Many financial advisors rely on target date funds, which are one-size-fits-all portfolios that don't know your name, your family, or your goals. And that passive management can leave you dangerously exposed. At Trajan, we look at the whole picture, not just the stocks everyone else buys, but the private market opportunities most advisors ignore. And as fiduciaries, we build a strategy around you, coordinating your investments, tax strategy, and estate into one cohesive plan. Your financial life deserves more than just a generic portfolio. Real planning isn't a stack of statements. It's the confidence of knowing where your income will come from for the next 30 years. Good enough isn't good enough for your family. It's time for a change. Schedule your complimentary consultation today.
Call Trajan today at 407-204-0300. That's 407-204-0300.
Advisory services through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor. Private equity investments require accreditation. Other services through Trajan Estate and Trajan Tax. Additional disclosures at TrajanWealth.com.
Grab your gear, Central Florida. It's Truck Month at Don Mealy Chevrolet. Right now, you can save up to $10,000 on a new Silverado RST. We're talking that powerful 3-liter diesel engine that's built to work as hard as you do. Looking for the ultimate family ride? Go electric in a new Chevy Equinox EV and save over $15,000. Plus, you'll never pay for a gallon of gas again. Seriously. Visit Don Mealy Chevrolet in Claremont today or shop online at DonMealyChevy.com. Chevy, together, let's drive.
At Crush Yard, pickleball is just the beginning. You'll find a full restaurant and bar, arcade games, and plenty of space to hang out with friends. What starts as a few games often turns into food, drinks, and losing track of time. Play a match, grab a bite, catch up, or stay a while. Whether you're competitive, casual, or just along for the fun, there's something here for everyone. Learn more at CrushYard.com.
Sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Keep your career moving forward with growth opportunities, great pay and benefits, and one of the country's top workplaces. Go to careers.progressive.com and apply today.
Welcome to Embers Only on iHeartRadio Orlando, brought to you by Corona Cigar Company. Step inside the luxury cigar lifestyle with our Cigar of the Week. And this week's Cigar of the Week is one of the most special we've ever featured. You'll see why here in a second. It's the Atabey Corona Cigar 25th anniversary. And yes, they are finally back in stock. This is post-rolled aged tobacco from that 2013 vintage production. You're talking about complex, flavorful, smooth smoke, really unique packaging. This is a one-of-a-kind cigar, super limited edition, only available at Corona Cigar Company, retail locations, and online. This box is $1,102.50. That's 10% off. 25 Mysticos ready for you to enjoy. One of the best smokes you could ever experience. It's the Atabey Corona 25th anniversary, and it is your Cigar of the Week. Thanks so much for joining us for Embers Only. Luxury cigar lifestyle, fine spirits, and relaxation await at your nearest Corona Cigar. Downtown, Heathrow, Sand Lake, Sarasota, Tampa, and always online at coronacigar.com.
MCA Transportation is Orlando's official game day bus of 96.9 The Game. From school field trips to luxury rides and full-size buses, MCA has delivered top-tier service for over 25 years. Book now at mcatransportation.com.
With other language learning apps, I was just playing games. I wasn't really learning. Babbel's different.
Babbel was designed by over 200 language learning experts to be the most effective way to learn another language.
Every time I open the app, I can choose to work on my writing, speaking, or listening. And it saves my mistakes for me to review, so I'm constantly improving. Before Babbel, I thought I just wasn't good with languages. But now I'm speaking French. Tout ça, c'est grâce à Babbel.
Save up to 50% on your Babbel subscription when you sign up at Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
This report is sponsored by Napa Auto Parts.
Hey there, Central Florida, Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Laurel Blanchard here with your Thursday evening forecast. We have one more gloomy, cloudy night to go before we finally see some sunshine back in the forecast. As we take a look ahead to your Friday morning, temperatures starting off throughout the mid-60s, warming up into the upper 70s by the afternoon with mostly to partly cloudy skies, but a couple peaks of sunshine finally back. We're going to keep those breezy conditions, though, as we take a look ahead through the weekend as temperatures slowly crawl back up into the low 80s.
Safety starts underneath. That's why shop owners trust Napa for undercar solutions that stop issues, go further with complete repairs, and grow their business. From brake rotors to struts, Napa has what you need to keep undercar under control.
Felt like you missed something this morning?
It's becoming a disgusting habit at this point.
You did. You can listen while you get ready in the morning.
Wake up with us.
Just tell Alexa to play 96.9 The Game. Welcome back to the premier afternoon sports show in the state of Florida. Game On with Mike Bianchi and Brandon Kravitz.
Back at it here on Game On. A lot of feedback from our sporting event draft. We'll get to that in just a little bit, but I think some of you need a little motivation in your life. Let's get it.
This is Jamal Mosley, head coach of the Orlando Magic, and this is your daily coach quote of the day.
Our daily source of inspiration and motivation, and today's is about staying humble. Work hard in silence. Let your success be your noise.
Yeah. Agree. Can't argue with that. I mean, nobody there's nothing more annoying than a successful person that brags about it. A successful person who's humble and likable and, doesn't rub their success in your face. That's who you want to hang around. You don't want to work with some hot shot worker who tells you how much better he is than you are. No question.
Absolutely. Yeah. True confidence comes from knowing that you're good and not having to say anything about it.
Right.
And also not feeling yourself too much. I think it's the battle of ego, something all of us men face. Our text question today revolves around the passing of one of your all-time favorites, Davey Lopez of the LA Dodgers.
No.
Nope.
Davey Lopes.
Lopes? Okay.
Davey.
So I added a Z to his last name. Whoops.
Yeah. Davey Lopes. Yeah.
I never heard of Davey Lopes before. Is this a personal favorite, or is this somebody that a lot of baseball fans admire?
Well, if you're in my era, you would know if you were a baseball fan. Like, I grew up a Dodgers fan. I told you when I was a kid, the Dodgers were my favorite team, and the main reason was because of Davey Lopes. He was the second baseman. He was a great base stealer, great leadoff hitter. Led the league in stolen bases a few times. But the reason I loved baseball was because of Davey Lopes. He wasn't very big like me. He was fast like I was. I was the fastest white man in Putnam County, as I've told you many times. I wanted to play second base because of Davey Lopes. And, yeah, he was a member of the famous Dodgers infield of Lopes, Steve Garvey, Bill Russell was at shortstop.
Wow, Bill Russell played center for the Celtics, too.
Yeah, not that Bill Russell.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Ron Say, the Penguin. I could go down the list, but yeah, Davey Lopes passed away at the age of 80 yesterday. It was a sad day for me because, again, I grew up. He was my favorite athlete as a kid, and I molded my base. I wasn't great, but I was all area second baseman for the Gainesville Sun. So yeah, I was Davey Lopes was my man. So he was my boyhood hero.
4-time All-Star, 2-time World Series champion, and was a Gold Glove winner in 1978. I was not familiar with your game, Mr. Davey Lopes. For me, it's Cal Ripken Jr. That is my all-time idol. Taught me work ethic at a very young age. Just show up, be available, and that was what he personified. I've had a chance to meet him a couple of times. It was as a kid, and he was always gracious with his time. Really good with fans. Emmitt Smith was another one. Finally got a chance to meet him a couple months ago. I wouldn't say I had a negative interaction with Emmitt Smith, but it wasn't overwhelmingly positive either. It wasn't. He was eating nuts during the interview.
Plus, Emmitt's, and I've covered Emmitt quite a bit. I mean, when Emmitt was in college, I was a young Cub reporter, for crying out loud. Emmitt's always been a little bit surly.
Yes.
He's a little surly sometimes.
He's got a little attitude about him. And I'm sure that it's part of what made him a really good running back. I think you have to have some edge if you're going to run into linebackers for a living. But I can't say he was the most likable person that I've ever interacted with. Up next, your text, your talk. What?
So the text question is your favorite boyhood hero.
Yeah,
right?
Thanks. Yes, that's what I was eventually trying to travel towards, was delivering the text question. Who is your boyhood hero? Text in 50857 if you hit us up in the Rage Cage on this as well. Dave Matthews Band tickets could be yours. Who knows? Maybe your hero is Dave Matthews. We get to your thoughts from the first hour next.
Game on with Bianchi and Kravitz.
Oh, I received some good news just the other day, and I cannot wait. My permit came in on my new garage door, got it approved thanks to Dynamic Garage Door. And I've heard people ask me, why do you need a permit? Why are you so excited about this? Well, in areas like Florida, garage doors have to meet very strict wind load requirements. And most garage companies don't tell you that because they don't care. They want your money, and then they let you deal with the rest. Not with Dynamic Garage Door. No pushy scripts, no runaround, just experienced technicians who are the absolute best at what they do. Call Darren and Jackie today and experience the difference that local service makes. Dynamic Garage Door. Strong, reliable, family owned.
This is the Bulldog, Mike Bianchi. Dynasties are built over time through hard work, and so are car dealerships. That's why I want to tell you about Don Mealy Chevrolet out in Claremont. For more than 50 years, this family-owned dealership has served Central Florida. Don built it. His son Jay runs it today. Hands-on and accessible. He even gives customers his own personal email address. They also invest in the next generation, proudly supporting local youth sports organizations throughout Central Florida. And right now, it's Truck Month at Don Mealy Chevy. Get this, you can save up to $10,000 on a new Silverado RST. We're talking that powerful 3-liter diesel engine that's built to work as hard as you do. Looking for the ultimate family ride? Go electric in a new Chevy Equinox EV and save over $15,000. Plus, you'll never pay for a gallon of gas again. How good is that? Visit Don Mealy Chevrolet in Claremont today or shop online at donmealychevy.com. Chevy, together, let's drive.
Accident blocking the right lane, I-4 eastbound before Princeton Street. Also tapping the brakes, I-4 eastbound between 192 and 535. And another crash blocking 2 right lanes, 1792 southbound at Maitland Boulevard. See traffic troubles? Call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Katie Wilkins.
This report is sponsored by Positive Coaching Alliance.
Got issues with youth or high school sports? Positive Coaching Alliance can help. PCA, a national nonprofit, offers more than 1,000 free online resources for youth and high school sports coaches, parents, students, and administrators. Visit PCADevZone.org.
If you want your windows there in weeks, pick up the phone and just text Reese.
Protect your home with Factory Direct Impact Windows from Reese Windows and Doors. At Reese, they've been installing affordable, high-quality windows for over 50 years, and most windows are installed in under 8 weeks. Get out your phone because now is your chance to win them for free. Just text the word TRUST to 20129 to win $25,000 in new windows from Reese Windows and Doors. Text TRUST to 20129 and good luck from Reese Windows and Doors.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance tech at a university, he knows ordering from multiple suppliers takes time away from keeping their arena up and running. That's why he counts on Grainger to get everything he needs, from lighting and HVAC parts to plumbing supplies, all in one place. And with fast, dependable delivery, he's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
You'll use the radio in your car more than anything else. When buying a new car, make sure the AM/FM is simple, clear, and convenient.
It's spring out here and time to get to work. At Tractor Supply, we've got what you need. Mowers, spreaders, and tillers, soil, mulch, seeds, and plants with low prices every day. Dig into spring at Tractor Supply.
Overheard at the Hard Rock Bet Party.
I just got another NBA offer from Hard Rock Bet.
A Hard Rock Bet promo? At the Hard Rock Bet Party? That is so meta.
That's not meta. That's Meta World Peace. Meta. Tell them about Hard Rock Bet.
Hard Rock Bet has it all. Live odds for every NBA game, every player prop, same game parlays, you name it. It's the only place I play these days.
Okay, now that is meta.
Hard Rock Bet. Roll with us.
Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about your gambling? Call or text 1-833-PLAY-WISE.
Steel is the #1 brand in gas-powered landscaping equipment, and you can find it at your local Tools Ace Hardware. From homeowner to professional, Steel has the perfect zero-turn mower for your landscaping needs. Get 0% financing plus instant rebates on select Steel mowers and on any additional Steel tools. And don't forget, Tools Ace Hardware has trained techs in their stores to service and repair your Steel equipment. Steel zero-turn mowers are available in-store at 12 Tools Ace Hardware locations. Find your local Tools Ace Hardware at toolsacehardware.com. It's Tools Ace, your local helpful place.
Having insurance isn't the same as having State Farm. It's like needing a lawyer, but getting some guy who just watches courtroom dramas.
Guilty. Erroneous. Sustained.
Are you just saying random words?
Don't settle for just any insurance. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Every now and then you find a deal that actually feels like a win. With Straight Talk Wireless, you get more and pay less. Now that's a good deal. No contracts, no credit checks, no surprises, all on Verizon's 5G network. Find it in the same place you've always found straightforward prices, exclusively at Walmart and StraightTalk.com.
Follow the game on Facebook at 96.9 The Game. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine, accident attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Got something to say?
Love you.
Well, just tap the red talkback mic on the free iHeart Radio app.
Let's go.
Requests, contests, or just to say hi.
Hey, this is Heather.
Get your voice on the air fast.
I got the windows rolled down, the moonroof open.
Open the iHeart Radio app and try it now.
When you're buying a home, who you work with matters as much as anything else in the process. That's why you need Kevin Krager with LPT Realty on your side. Kevin doesn't just unlock doors. He brings a deep knowledge of market trends, the latest homebuyer programs, and cutting-edge real estate technology. But what truly sets him apart is twofold. Kevin's strong background in construction certainly helps, and the understanding of the investment side of home buying. Any expert you talk to says that using an agent who is also an investor is the true cheat code to doing this home buying endeavor in the best possible way. Kevin knows what to look for so that you don't end up in a money pit. From foundation to roofline, he's focused on protecting your investment every step of the way. And even after closing, his service doesn't stop there. Kevin has the resources to help with repairs or any upgrades that you may need. Call Kevin Krager with LPT Realty today. Your future home will thank you.
Substance use disorder and addiction is so isolating. And so, as a Black woman in recovery, hope must be loud. It grows louder when you ask for help and you're vulnerable. It is the thread that lets you know that no matter what happens, you will be okay.
When we learn the power of hope, recovery is possible. Find out how at startwithhope.com. Brought to you by the National Council for Mental Wellbeing, Shatterproof, and the Ad Council.
WYGM Orlando, WJRR HD2, Cocoa Beach, Orlando, an iHeart radio station. Guaranteed human.
This is Franz Wagner of the Orlando Magic, and you're listening to the premier sports talk radio show in the state of Florida. Game on with Bianchi and Kravitz.
Big sight, new paint.
So I want to go back to something you mentioned a few shows ago about not being excited for the NFL draft. And I'm right there with you. I'm looking through these mock drafts, and 90% of the first round is defense or O-line. And I feel like that's a big reason why this draft doesn't have that same wow factor as other drafts.
That was Jacob. I tend to agree. I was the one that brought this up, but I have, as of today, officially gotten myself jacked up for the draft. So I've come all the way back around. It just took me longer to get here than it usually does. I think it's probably because I'm heavily betting on sports a lot more than I have in the past, and so that takes up a lot of mental energy and time. And but now that I've taken the deep dive, there's loads of talent in this year's draft. You just kind of have to look a little harder to find it. And there's not that debate at the top, because that's usually what gets us going. That's kind of the entry point, Mike, for interest in the draft is there a debate at the top? Then you start looking at all of the other positions. It doesn't look like we definitely don't have that. But then even beyond that, you don't have like the best receiver in years coming out. Carnell Tate's a solid option, but it's not Jamar Chase or what we thought Marvin Harrison would be. So it's I think it's because of that. It's not a sexy draft.
Plus, the draft is usually dictated by the quarterback class, and this isn't a good quarterback class, right?
No, and if you said, okay, well, what is the strength of this draft? Where can teams really load up? The answer would be the offensive line, the defensive line. Got some edge rushers in there. Yeah. If you like a good number 2 wide receiver, this is your draft. Yeah. So, but there's if you just have to look for it, but I promise there's intrigue within this draft. I found it today for the first time, but I'm there. I could give you a list of names that I really like, but I won't do that at the moment. I'll save that for. Don't worry, Jaden. I have the doc saved. I'll give you that in a couple of weeks, all in due time. Got some feedback from the draft that we did, the sporting event draft. We got one that says Bianchi has made the most boomer list. The Army-Navy game is terrible. I was in the Army for 8 years.
It's not terrible.
Well, I mean, hey, that speaks to it with credibility if you serve. Thank you for your service. WrestleMania over the World Series might be the worst pick I've ever heard in my life. Come on, man, you can do better. I do have I got a little excited about that, okay, but I do have a little bit of draft regret. None of us picked the Arnold Palmer Invitational, which for us locally should probably be on there. The NBA Finals didn't make the list. I mean, that's easily one of my favorite events. NFL Draft, which is, I think because this year doesn't have the buzz, we kind of forgot about that one. And it's also not a competition.
The Arnold Palmer Invitational, that's a fun event for us to go to in person, but if I'm making a list of events, most sports fans watch events on TV. So if you're making a list of events you want to watch on TV, as much as I love going to the Arnie and covering the Arnie, it's not on my favorite things to watch on TV. And then the Masters of the Masters, U.S. Open, the British Open, PGA, the Players Championship would be above the Arnie of tournaments to watch on TV.
Yeah. That's a personal list, but if we were trying to we're trying to win the vote here, so that was part of the thinking of where we were. Not having the World Series on there felt like a miss for us, but if I can push back on the NBA Finals and the World Series for my own criteria, I said that what I'm looking for are events that stand alone as impeccable no matter who's involved. And the World Series is always great, but if the right teams aren't there, it doesn't hit the same, especially being in the middle of football season. If you had I've just picked up the Rockies and the White Sox in the World Series. I know those teams suck right now, so that's an easy pull. It wouldn't land the same. Like, we've had years where it's the Rangers and the Giants. It's not like Yankees, Dodgers. That's huge. That feels massive. That's an all-timer. I think it matters. And then the NBA Finals. I'm a huge NBA fan, so I don't really care.
If the Magic were in the NBA Finals, it would have been on my list. Okay?
Back in 60.
Welcome back to the premier afternoon sports show in the state of Florida. Game On with Mike Bianchi and Brandon Kravitz.
Time to rage. Bianchi and I are going to enter our own rage cage here. You can as well if you'd like Dave Matthews tickets. Just hit us up on the iHeart Radio talkback. Let your voice be heard. Who's your childhood hero? What do you think about our sporting event draft and all the other hot topics for today? The Masters, all that good stuff. What's up,
Somebody
Mike?
just texted in that Dave Matthews is terrible. Stop it.
Dave Matthews is definitely an acquired taste. If you haven't come around on Dave Matthews, that's not one I can push back on. This is not a band that's for everybody. Then there are some really bad Dave Matthews songs. But to not know who they are, Jaden Grimes, that's the crime. Not liking them, it's fine. I'm not the biggest. I don't think I have a single Dave Matthews song on my personal playlist, but I'm aware of their existence.
Name 3 songs.
Listen, we don't have the time for that, okay? We got a tight show here, got a lot to get to.
He's not even going to dignify that.
Not even. Come on. It's offensive that you would even ask, Jaden.
Right.
Come on.
Right,
We all know their playlist. We all know their set list. Don't need to go over it, obviously. Someone said, BK, you still owe me storm tickets for the ticket debacle. Well, the ticket debacle, email me. Okay, we'll take care of it that way. Somebody said, how do you guys not pick the World Cup, especially since it's happening this year in the States? That was easy. I thought this through. World Cup is great, but it's once every 4 years. If we're having a draft, your best ability is availability, and the World Cup, not around enough.
Plus, the Americans stink at soccer. That's why. Why would we pick the World Cup when our team is like at the bottom of the standing?
Well, obviously you weren't going to pick that because you had the All-American list.
Right.
I thought you were going to draft Budweiser at one point. And I'm proud. And my 4th pick is Lee Greenwood.
Damn right. Damn right.
So I came across this story because our producer whispered in my ear before the show started. Every once in a while, he likes to just tell me random news that I don't care about the Miami Hurricanes.
Every day.
It's sort of his brand behind the scenes. And he told me about this quarterback that has committed to Miami, Knox Annis. I don't want to say his name wrong, the way that thing's spelled. Force, is he a 5-star?
No. I've seen 3 and 4-star, so it really just depends where you look at recruitment wise.
So what? He's just a normal quarterback recruit.
Wait, why are we getting all just
3-star?
I'm about to change my rage cage. If you're telling me about a 3-star recruit in 3 years.
I've seen him. He's 4-star mostly. I've seen one page call him a 3-star, but they also got another one called his name's Israel
Abrams.
Yeah,
who is thought to be closer to the 5-star realm. I'm just wondering why in the world Miami, and even more so for the player, why you're committing to the Miami Hurricanes. If you're a 4-star quarterback recruit out of high school, why would you go to Miami where they have shown zero commitment to developing quarterbacks over the years? Every year, De'Aaron King, Cam Ward, Carson Beck. How many years of and it's working, by the way. They had the number 1 overall pick in Cam Ward, and they went to the national championship with Carson Beck. You think they're going to change their strategy anytime soon? It's working. They shouldn't. They're doing a really good job with this. You're never going to see the light of day committing to the Miami Hurricanes. This makes no sense. You're a 4-star, which means you're coveted. You can go somewhere else, and maybe it's not at the highest level of college football. Who cares? Go play. Make a name for yourself somewhere else rather than sitting on the bench and getting your pockets fat in Miami. It makes no sense. Raging on it.
No, rage away, Krabby Krabs. Rage away. I want to rage about a story I saw yesterday that Colin Kaepernick, he's back in the news. He's publishing his life story, his memoirs, if you will. And the name of the book, which comes out in September, is The Perilous Fight. The Perilous Fight. And I'm sure it's going to go in. Obviously, it's going to go into the kneeling, and I'm sure it will be portrayed in the book as if Colin Kaepernick was blackballed from the NFL. And as an American, don't get me wrong, Colin Kaepernick had every right to kneel on the football field and make a political and social statement, although personally I don't like athletes or coaches making political statements in the arena while the game is actually going on. All right? I think it's a turnoff to way too many paying customers. But I acknowledge he had the right to kneel, all right? And there were a lot of things going on in the country at the time that maybe he should have been protesting. But this whole idea that this book is going to chronicle it, that he was blackballed by the NFL. It's going to portray him as a martyr, that he gave up his career for this cause. And that's just not true. That's just not true. He was not blackballed. The Ravens, go back and read the stories. The Ravens were on the verge of signing Colin Kaepernick after all of the controversy about the kneeling. The Ravens were on the verge of signing him, and then what happens on the eve of the signing? Colin Kaepernick's girlfriend says the Ravens owner is a slave owner. Right? So, of course, are the Ravens going to sign him after that? No, they're not. And then remember the tryout? The NFL had this.
Oh, Mike, that's where he lost me. Where he moved the tryout around and made it way too difficult on these trainers to come and find him. That was it for me.
2 hours before the tryout, he says, "Oh, we're switching the site to like 50 or 100 miles away." And give me a break. He wanted to be a martyr, and he's making a lot of money on it by being a martyr, and that's what he wanted to be. And I'm not saying his original kneeling didn't,
I think he got so far away from that. I think he became. I've heard Mark Daniels say this about Robert Downey Jr., where he became so big as Iron Man that he actually started to believe that he was Tony Stark. And I think that Colin Kaepernick very much did the same thing. His original cause, you can agree or disagree, and there's not anyone listening to this doesn't have some form of an opinion on what Colin Kaepernick did back in, God, that was 2016. That was so long ago now. I think it was 2016 when he did that. It became his brand. And then he developed then his entire personality, and we know people like this, that something either happens to them or something works for them, some sort of circumstance, their personality is enveloped by it. And that's what happened with Colin Kaepernick. So he didn't know who to be other than being a martyr. And I think in some ways he was one originally. And then it became and then it became his whole personality, and that's when it became phony. And we all saw him for the fraud that he is. That's not a statement on his original kneeling. That is an issue by itself that I think, he had every right to do it. He wasn't drawing any attention to himself. He was doing it. It was us that started paying attention to it, and he was doing it in a large arena because I think if you protest in silence, that's not really a protest. So I have no issue with somebody protesting peacefully whatsoever. But then to use that as your brand moving forward and to never detach yourself from it.
Very good. Martyrdom became his brand.
That's it.
It became his brand. It became big business. He's made a lot of money on being a martyr.
And if he would have signed with an NFL team at any point, he loses that because he's now part of the system again that he says blackballed him. And that nothing would be more off-brand for the man that Colin Kaepernick became than being on an NFL roster. And so I think he was always going to find a way to perhaps
blackball himself.
Yeah, well, I was searching for a certain term. He was self-sabotaging is what he was doing. Up next, we have some improvements that fans would like to see the United Football League. I'll get to that next.
Game on with Bianchi and Kravitz.
It's the Bulldog, Mike Bianchi. You know, nobody likes a rebuilding year, especially not your house. And every day, Renewal by Andersen replaces builder-grade windows that aren't even 10 years old. That's like drafting a first-round bust, okay? Florida homes need windows built to last. Renewal's acclaimed impact windows are just that. They're custom-built for this climate, engineered to handle scorching heat, relentless humidity, and those howling storm winds we all know all too well. Their exclusive Fibrex material is twice as strong as vinyl, so it doesn't warp or deteriorate over time. These windows are impact rated to withstand flying debris, giving you serious storm protection. They also improve energy efficiency, helping lower those summer utility bills while keeping your home comfortable year-round. Think of it as like signing a long-term franchise contract for your home. Protection, performance, and peace of mind. And right now, during the exclusive 1 month only sale, when you purchase one window or door, you'll receive the second 40% off and zero down, zero payments, zero interest for 12 months. It's never been easier to upgrade. Hurry, this offer ends April 30th. Restrictions apply. Whether you're in Central Florida, the Gulf Coast, or in Jacksonville, visit bestwindowsflorida.com to schedule your complimentary in-home consultation. License number CGC 1527613. Renewal by Andersen, where comfort meets quality.
The City Beautiful now has a pro volleyball squad that we can all rally behind. The MLV champs, the Orlando Valkyries. Fast, loud, flying above the net, non-stop entertainment. Professional women's volleyball is one of the best live sports that is out there. And we've got a game head section that you can be a part of. Just email me, Kravitz at 969thegame.com, and we'll see if we can get you a seat on us. Bring the friends, bring the family, bring the noise, and head coach Amy Pauley will bring the dubs. It's the Valkyries, Orlando's pro volleyball team.
Roads are getting busy, and so are emergency crews clearing up a couple accidents around the area. I-4 eastbound at Princeton Street, that crash is off to the shoulder now. On 1792, where it meets Maitland Boulevard, authorities are clearing up a crash there. Stop and go southbound on Florida's Turnpike before that Osceola Parkway exit. Expect to pump the brakes on I-4 westbound through that World Drive area. See traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by USPS Ground Advantage. We mean business.
Pump up the volume.
Business moves fast.
Pump up the
When
volume.
you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Visit USPS.com/Ground Advantage to learn more.
If you want your windows there in Reese, pick up the phone and just text Reese.
Protect your home with factory direct impact windows from Reese Windows and Doors. At Reese, they've been installing affordable, high-quality windows for over 50 years, and most windows are installed in under 8 weeks. Get out your phone because now is your chance to win them for free. Just text the word TRUST to 20129 to win $25,000 in new windows from Reese Windows and Doors. Text TRUST to 20129 and good luck from Reese Windows and Doors.
It's Matt and Bowen. If you've ever had an opinion about a celebrity, a movie, or a random woman on TikTok, this podcast is for you.
Listen to Las Culturistas on the iHeart Radio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Here's something most of us don't want to think about, but probably should. Clay Travis and Buck Sexton here for our friend Mike Lester and the team at Talon Wealth Management.
That thing we don't want to talk about is a will. If you don't have one, Mike and his team would like to help you out. They'll start you off with a comprehensive financial plan.
If you are 55 or over and have saved at least $250,000 for retirement, the Talon Comprehensive Financial Plan is complimentary. And when that plan's in hand, you will also receive the gift of a will and trust courtesy of Talon Wealth.
The folks at Talon Wealth are not attorneys, but they work with a group of attorneys who'll provide a will and trust at no charge to you. Reach out at 813-755-5000. 813-755-5000. One more time, that's 813-755-5000. And be sure and tell them that Clay and Buck sent you.
Advisory services offered through Talon Private Wealth LLC, a SEC registered investment advisor. The information provided is for educational and informational purposes only and should not be construed as legal, tax, or financial advice.
Join us daily on 96.9 The Game for your Embers Only Cigar of the Week, brought to you by Corona Cigar Company. Luxury cigar lifestyle, fine spirits, and relaxation await at your nearest Corona Cigar. Dr. Phillips, downtown, Heathrow, or online at coronacigar.com.
MCA Transportation is Orlando's official game day bus of 96.9 The Game. From school field trips to luxury rides and full-size buses, MCA has delivered top-tier service for over 25 years. Book now at mcatransportation.com.
Something big is happening at Macy's. 60% off diamonds. 30 to 50% off the latest spring sandals and shoes, plus thousands more deals across the store. This is Macy's biggest spring sale, and these are some of the best deals of the season. The kind where you walk out wondering, how did I get all that? Really, don't sleep on this. Macy's biggest spring sale, today. Savings off select prices. Exclusions apply.
Your freedom is everything, and the Trey Flynn Law Office is here to preserve it when the stakes are high. Trey is board certified at the state and federal level and is committed to winning and working for you. Trey is a trusted member of the Central Florida community. He's as polished and experienced a lawyer as you will find, and he's got all the stats to back it up. In sports, bad calls change games. In court, they change lives. Call Trey Flynn Law when you need a win in the clutch. 407-557-6350 or visit TreyFlynn.com.
We are Orlando's sports leader, broadcasting live from the FM 96.9 The Game studio. Brought to you by the Nickley Group, Orlando's home team. Doing real estate differently. TheNickleyGroup.com. April is prime sports time.
Launches a three. Got it.
Radio has you locked in. Start your day with Fox Sports Radio's Dan Patrick, getting you caught up on the biggest stories.
You got some interesting scenarios here.
Then find your favorite baseball team hitting the diamond.
Red sweat for Mookie Betts.
Or dive into mock drafts with NFL Daily.
We know Mendoza's going number one. Who do you have at number two?
From NBA and NHL playoffs to the draft podium, we've got you covered. Open the iHeart Radio app, search sports. Listen now.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts carrier. Go to millsair.com.
If I could be you,
and you could be me for just 1 hour,
if you could find a way
to get inside each other's mind.
Walk a mile in my shoes. Walk a mile in my shoes.
Walk a mile in my shoes.
We've all felt left out. And for some, that feeling lasts more than a moment. We can change that. Learn how that belonging begins with the support. Walk a mile in my shoes.
Orlando, are you ready for a weekend getaway that's got something for everyone? Pack your bags and head to Mission Resort and Club in beautiful Howland Hill, right there next to Claremont. Not only can you tee off on 2 stunning championship golf courses, El Campeon and Las Colinas, but you can also play pickleball, tennis, or rent a boat at the marina and explore the largest chain of lakes in Florida. They're beautiful, and when the day winds down, relax at the spa or dine at one of their 4 fabulous on-site restaurants. The Sunday Champagne Brunch is a feast you will thoroughly enjoy. Mission Resort is perfect for couples, families, or anyone just looking for a little escape close to home. If you just want to come over for a day of golf, book those tee times, and when you check in at the pro shop, tell them Mike Bianchi, the Bulldog, sent you, and you'll get a free bucket of range balls. For hotel reservations and tee times, go to missionresortandclub.com. That's missionresortandclub.com. Mission Resort, Central Florida's hidden gem, is just waiting for you.
Orlando's hometown sports station. This is 96.9 The Game, AM 740, and the free iHeart Radio app.
This is Jalen Suggs of the Orlando Magic. They say it pays to listen to Game On. How much are we talking? Now back to Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz.
The rage continues, Mike. I am all fired up today. All kinds of fired up. So the Magic have been fined $25,000 for violating league injury reporting rules, which, depending on how the rest of this story goes, even though I work with the team, I can get behind this because The injury report baffles me at times, and sometimes I feel like players are held out that could play, and that's frustrating. Right. And that happens around the league, and the Magic are a part of it, and I think that should be policed better. But that's not why they're getting fined. This isn't because they held Franz out on the second night of a back-to-back when he was healthy. No. The Magic are getting fined because Anthony Black was listed as out on the initial injury report and then eventually played in the game later that night. Now, it was bizarre, and this impacts one type of person, my people, sports bettors, no one else. That's it. Nobody else would be negatively impacted by a player not playing and then, oh, he is playing. We have teams in the league right now, Mike, that are starting bad G League players so that they can lose. Are they getting fined? Nope. Joel Embiid misses every other game for the 76ers. Any issue with the Philadelphia? Are they getting fined for that? Nope.
No.
Live national television this week. Just this week. No Victor Wembanyama. No Jaylen Brown. No Jason Tatum. All out on national broadcasts. Are those teams getting fined? Nope. But the Magic chose to play a guy. To play one of their key players, and the NBA is slapping them with a fine? Adam Silver, you are fighting the wrong fight. That is ridiculous.
Okay, but it's $25,000.
It's not
like they fined $500,000. It's $25,000, and the only reason they do it is because of the degen gamblers out there. They're worried about this inside information might get out. We've certainly seen NBA players alert their friends. Hey, I'm playing tonight. I'm listed. I can totally see this. I can totally understand.
I mean, it's not that I can't get behind finding the Magic for this. It's that these other situations are not being fined. There's an epidemic right now in the NBA. There have been ESPN.com did a really good report on this. John Hollinger of the Athletic detailed this story this week. The thinking is bad right under our nose. I don't even think we realize just how bad it is. I follow this league as someone who broadcasts with the league, as somebody who bets on the league, and I didn't even realize it was this ugly. The Utah Jazz signed a player by the name of Bez Bang, who is currently getting more minutes for the Utah Jazz than he did this season for the Sioux Falls Skyforce. The team is a minus 146 with Bez Bang on the floor. And apparently this has become a strategy for multiple teams in the NBA to play players who are mid to low level G League guys so that they can lose. So it's not even like playing the guys at the end of your bench anymore. You've got teams in the NBA that are on purpose playing bad G League players right under our nose, and we don't even notice it because we don't know who these people are.
To me, that's the tanking. Forget it. I realize players. Player gambling, that's a no-no. We know that. But I still don't get how tanking it has become or is acceptable. I really don't get it because to me, that is paramount to throwing games. You're throwing games.
Yeah.
Now, but the general public knows that you're tanking. So it's not a surprise to him like when a player does it, but still, this is institutional throwing of games.
Yeah, I saw one story where Alex Sarr, who is one of the better players on the Wizards, was playing in a game recently where he racked up 5 fouls in the first half and then fouled himself out of the game. So, I mean, he's not doing that without being told. That's one of the good players that is intentionally fouling out of a game. That's a problem. And we don't notice it because even I'm not sick enough to watch a Wizards game at this. Earlier in the season, I would watch a Wizards game. I don't care about watching a bad basketball team. I will not watch a team that has no interest in winning unless I'm getting paid to do it. And this stuff is happening, and it's really bad for the league. It sucks. The product is awful, and even hardcore basketball fans don't want to watch that. And the fans are the ones that are hurt by this.
I can't believe fans would even show up for a tanking team, paying the prices they pay to watch third. Jeff Van Gundy said this years ago. This is like, going to like a Broadway play and like the Broadway stars aren't in it. And you're paying Broadway prices to see, some third-rate actors out there.
Yeah, and then take it a step further, and now imagine that those actors are going out there and are acting. The directors are putting bad actors on the stage on purpose, and that's what you're paying for.
Right.
That's what you're paying for. And over the years, if you go down the list of the best players in the NBA, the hit rate at the top of the draft is always going to be higher than the hit rate later in the draft. But if you go back to last year, the All-NBA team, the first team, All-NBA team, was Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Donovan Mitchell, Nikola Jokic, Giannis, and Jason Tatum. I did the math on the average draft position of those 5 players. Those were the consensus 5 best players in the league last season. The average draft position was 16.6. Even if you took the outlier of Jokic out, because he was drafted in the 40s, so he kind of weights that number higher. If you took Jokic out and you just averaged out the other 4, SGA, Donovan Mitchell, Giannis, and Jason Tatum, the average draft position of those players was 10.5. So it's not the surefire strategy. I mean, if there's a Wemby out there, obviously, teams want the highest pick possible, but you can, if you're good enough, you can build a good team without it.
I just found this Jeff Van Gundy quote. He was on our show when I was on the mornings. This was years ago. Here's his quote. I don't understand why we incentivize losing in our league and give teams that try to lose the chance to get the best players. And I don't understand why fans who actually spend their money to go to games actually celebrate being bad. It would be like me paying full price to see a Broadway show and celebrating getting the 8th-string B-level actors. As long as there's a chance I might get to see a good show in 3 years. That's right.
It's true. As long as tanking is the most prudent way to quickly build a roster, teams will keep doing it. The NBA absolutely has to change that. Polapalooza on the way after this.
Game on with Bianchi and Kravitz.
How many times have I told you, do not wait until the last minute to start planning for retirement. This isn't like a game where you go into the fourth quarter and say, oh, okay, let's win the game now. That's not how you win retirement. And that's why I am now a client at Trajan Wealth. All right? Trajan Wealth plans for you. They have a plan for every situation. All right? It's amazing to me how many people my age group, they don't have anything saved for retirement, and they've been making good money their entire careers. I always say, go to Trajan. It's not too late. They make everything simple. No confusing financial jargon, no sales pitch, just straight talk. They showed me opportunities I never even knew I had, and I'll tell you, I feel a lot more confident now. If you're getting close to retirement, even if you're not, if you're 15, 20 years away, start planning now. I can't stress that enough. Call Trajan Wealth today at 407-204-0300. Tell them Mike Bianchi sent you, or visit TrajanWealth.com to schedule your free consultation. That's TRAJAN Wealth.com. Advisory services through Trajan Wealth, LLC, SEC registered investment advisor. Additional services through Trajan Estate and Trajan Tax. Actual client paid advertisement. Additional disclosures at TrajanWealth.com.
I've been talking about Better Edge for years prior to prediction markets flooding the landscape. So who do you think the real innovators were? Greg and James aren't billionaires who hide behind computer screens. They're market disruptors, and they've created a product that actually helps sports bettors get down wagers and succeed at a higher rate. Your friends might not care about the best price in the market, but you should. It's the only way to be successful long term. And having Better Edge as part of your portfolio is the sharpest bet you can make today. Go to betteredge.com today to learn more.
It's spring out here and time to get to work. At Tractor Supply, we've got what you need. Mowers, spreaders, and tillers, soil, mulch, seeds, and plants with low prices every day. Dig into spring at Tractor Supply.
Overheard at the Hard Rock Bet Party.
I just got another NBA offer from Hard Rock Bet.
A Hard Rock Bet promo at the Hard Rock Bet Party? That is so meta.
That's not meta. That's Meta World Peace. Meta. Tell them about Hard Rock Bet.
Hard Rock Bet has it all. Live odds for every NBA game, every player prop, same game parlays, you name it. It's the only place I play these days.
Okay, now that is meta.
Hard Rock Bet. Roll with us.
Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about your gambling? Call or text 1-833-PLAY-WISE.
Some people like working twice as hard just to stay right where they are. And in Ohio, we really don't get it. Because to us, owning a home in your 30s, working in tech without the traffic, and still being able to make it to your kid's soccer game sounds pretty good. In fact, Ohio is the second most affordable state to buy a home. Your move. Learn more at yourmoveohio.com.
Don't miss out on IDC's biggest ever spring store-wide sale. 3 explosive days, April 17th, 18th, and 19th. Save up to 30% off rings, earrings, bracelets, bands, and more. Plus, it's like double the selection, as acclaimed designers are here with their entire lines on sale. And don't miss IDC's largest ever selection of luxury pre-owned Rolex watches. It's April 17th through 19th. IDC's biggest event ever. Up to 30% off or 36 months zero-interest financing. International Diamond Center, Altamont Springs, Waterford Lakes, and Mall at Millennia. See store for details.
Thy ticket, Lady Jennifer of Coolidge.
Well, many thanks, good sir. Hereeth my Discover card.
They accept Discover at Renaissance fairs?
Yeah, they do here. Discover is accepted at the places I love to shop. Get it? With the times.
With the times?
You're playing the lute. Yeah, and it sounds pretty good, right?
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2025 Nielsen report.
Spring is in the air, and Alev's long-lasting pain relief is here to keep you moving. The days are longer, and the flowers are blooming. Whether it's gardening, yard work, or just spending more time outdoors, spring is the way of getting us moving despite any pain. That's where Aleve can keep you going. Just notes, Aleve gives you long-lasting body pain relief for 12 hours. From sunup to sundown, Aleve's got your back. Use it for minor ache pains.
I don't know about you, but I can't stand when I see creepy crawlies all over my house. That's why I have to have a pest control provider that doesn't just treat the pest problem, they solve it. You can keep your home protected from bugs all year long. Get yourself a termite on while you're at it. Tell them that Brandon Kravitz and Mike Bianchi from Game On sent you by. Get 10% off of your initial service. Burn Pest is a family-run operation right here in our backyard in Central Florida. Don't find them online and don't stress about these pests anymore at burnpest.com.
Having insurance isn't the same as having State Farm. It's like wanting a psychic that helps you, but getting one that just ruins surprises.
I see the season finale. He's the killer. Well, that's ruined.
Don't settle for just any insurance. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
6-9 The Game Street Team, powered by Farrah and Farrah, Orlando's personal injury attorneys at events throughout Central Florida. For your chance to win prizes and tickets to upcoming events. For a complete listing of events, go to 969thegame.com/events.
DQ presents the Blizzard Double Flip Deal. For a limited time, when you buy one Blizzard treat, you get a second for just 99 cents. That's 2 Blizzards, 2 spoons, 2 flavors, and 2 flips. So don't miss out on the Blizzard Double Flip Deal, available only for a limited time and happening now at DQ. Because the only thing better than a Blizzard treat is a second Blizzard treat for just 99 cents. It's a deal to flip for. The Blizzard Double Flip Deal. Get it in the app. Participation may vary.
At some point, body pain may creep in and become your reality that day, but Aleve is here to keep you moving. One pill gives you up to 12 hours of body pain relief, so don't let pain hold you back. Try Aleve today. Use as directed.
This message is for all you couples out there, because when one of you isn't feeling great, energy, performance, or confidence, it affects both of you. At Florida Center for Hormones and Wellness, they've got treatments that help both men and women reconnect. For the guys, there's shockwave therapy and the P-Shot, natural, non-surgical ways to boost performance and blood flow in the bedroom. For women, they offer shockwave therapy and Emcella, therapies that improve comfort, sensitivity, and pelvic strength post-menopause. It's all medical, all natural, and it really works. Dr. John Carrizzella and his team know this isn't just about physical performance. It's about restoring confidence and connection. If you and your partner want to feel like your best selves again, together, start here. Go to hormonesandwellness.com/bulldog and tell them Mike Bianchi, the Bulldog, sent you. That's hormonesandwellness.com/bulldog.
Golf's first major of the year is underway now at Augusta National, with Rory McIlroy hoping to defend his crown at the Masters. Martin County prosecutors want to see Tiger Woods' prescription drug records as part of their DUI case against the golf legend. And Florida football, they're securing a major recruit, five-star offensive tackle Maxwell Hiller, committed to the Gators class of 2027 yesterday. I'm Scott Davidson.
This is what's trending from iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission.
You wouldn't drive a car under the influence, so why would you operate a boat? The FWC wants to remind you that operating a boat while impaired is just as deadly as driving a car and carries the same penalties. Be as safe at sea as you are on land. Visit myfwc.com for more info.
Orlando's new home for Florida State football is AM 810 Fox Sports Radio Orlando. Hear every game live on AM 810. Or search Fox Sports Radio Orlando on the free iHeart Radio app. We wait for this moment all week. It's a party. It's a bash. It's Polapalooza.
It is the scratch to Bianchi's poll itch. 5 questions, all mind benders, things we've discussed throughout the course of the week. What time is it? Let's get into it. Poll question number 1. With the very prestigious Masters starting this week, starting right now, it's happening as we speak. I have not hit refresh on the leaderboard, but let me do that first and foremost. Sam Burns, ever height of him, still at the top. Rory is tied at 5 under. They're done for the day. Kurt Kitayama, Arnold Palmer Invitational champion from a couple of years ago, is at 3 under, along with several others, including Scotty Scheffler, another one that you heard of, and Xander Schauffele, my new pick, is also 2 under on the day. I don't care what you say, Mike. I'm allowed to change my pick right
after the tournament.
After the tournament started. It's my new. It's my secondary. This, some people have 2 brackets. I'm not a 2 bracket guy, but I am an after the Masters starts guy. Going Xander Schauffele now that he's in the top 10. Okay, poll question number 1 with the
my guy's 3 over. Mr. Ball Striker Corey Connors. Get at it.
I'll tell you what, Mike. Since I changed my pick, I will let you change yours as well. You can choose someone else.
Okay, let me think about it.
Okay. Who is the most popular active golfer in the world? Rory McIlroy, Bryson DeChambeau, Jon Rahm, or the chef, Scotty Scheffler?
Even though he plays on the Live Tour, I think it's Bryson DeChambeau. The guy's huge on social media. He's huge with the young golf fans. He's the mad scientist. He's unorthodox. He hits the ball a mile. He's playing in the Masters with a 5-iron that he fabricated himself off a 3D printer. I don't know how you make a golf club from a printer, but Bryson DeChambeau is playing with a fabricated 3D printer 5-iron. So to me, it's Bryson DeChambeau.
I mean, this doesn't work like your standard paper printer. This isn't like this isn't like a Hewlett Packard situation. It's
not.
No, these 3D printers create objects.
Mm.
You know, like you can
They're
make
like magic. Are they like magic?
It's not magic. It's like plastic, like formed plastic.
Yeah, you can like watch them form. It's kind of crazy if you watch like the YouTube videos. Like this little laser thing just goes back and forth, and it just builds itself. It's insane.
Yeah, if you go to a farmer's market, there's usually a table that somebody's selling their 3D printed. They make little geckos and all sorts of figurines.
So if Bryson DeChambeau doesn't play well with this 3D printer 5-iron, does he consult his swing coach, or does he call the IT department? That's what I want to know.
A little bit of both. So you're going Bryson. I'm going to go Rory. The listeners agree with me. Almost 100% of the vote right now is on Rory McIlroy as the most popular active golfer in the world, followed by Scotty Scheffler, Bryson DeChambeau, and then not a lot of love there for Jon Rahm. Poll question number 2. If the Orlando Storm keep winning and Orlando City keeps losing, will the Storm eventually outdraw the Lions at Inter & Co. Stadium? And specifically talking about this season. Yes or no? I say no. What do you say, Mike?
Oh, I say yes. I think if the Storm keep winning, I think that people are going to take notice. Orlando City's been outscored 23-5 in their first 6 games. They're 1-5 for crying out loud. They are terrible. Their defense is terrible. No, I think attendance will keep sliding for Orlando City. It'll go up for the Orlando Storm, and by the end of the Storm season, they will outdraw the Lions.
This is a league thing more than it is a success thing, and MLS is worlds ahead of where the UFL is. 80% of the vote is on no with me. Poll question number 3. How far do you think the Magic have to go in the NBA playoffs in order for Jamal Mosley to keep his job? Do they just need to push a team in round 1? Do they at least need to make it to round 2? Or is it Eastern Conference Finals or he's gone? Where do you vote?
I'm gonna say it needs to be like the Cavaliers series of a couple years ago, first round series, but they lose in 7 games. If they can push the first round series to the end of the series and make it really competitive, I think that will be enough, considering the trials and tribulations of this season, for Coach Mosley to keep his job.
I disagree. I think he's got to make it to round 2 in order to retain his job. That was the goal coming into the year, and if the team is healthy come playoff time, which it looks like they're going to be, then that still needs to be the goal for the Magic. And if they don't reach it, maybe he keeps his job, but I would not have a lot of confidence in that. 60% of the vote on at least round 2 with a tie at second place, 20% on push a team in round 1 or Eastern Conference Finals. I think we all agree there was no need to put NBA Finals as the 4th option. If Jamal Mosley takes this team to the Eastern Conference Finals, they could get swept in the Eastern Conference Finals, and Jamal Mosley will absolutely still be the coach next year of the Orlando Magic. Poll question number 4. Do you consider Blake Bortles to be an all-time Jaguars great? Yes or no?
I forgot about that. Yeah, I forgot about that question. Who called him an all-time great?
I did.
You did. I think if you ask most Jaguars fans like me, they would consider Blake Bortles to be a bust. He was a 3rd overall pick, and yeah, he did have a modicum of success, especially that one year when they should have gone to the Super Bowl, but they sort of got robbed. But no, you look at his stats. Yeah, he ended because he was a starting quarterback for an extended period of time, which doesn't happen very much in Jacksonville. That the quarterback is starting for an extended period of time. No, it would be like saying Trevor Lawrence is an all-time Jaguars great. I don't think Trevor Lawrence is an all-time Jaguars great. Okay, so no.
Where would Blake Bortles rank among quarterbacks in Jaguars history? It's Mark Brunell 1. Then
David Garrard.
Byron Leftwich is probably 2nd. For Jaguars.
Or David Garrard, maybe.
If Blake Bortles is 2 on your list, then he's an all-time great. If he's not 2 on your list, then he's not an all-time great. And I think Blake Bortles, because he went to the AFC Championship game and put up some numbers with Jacksonville, I think he's the second best quarterback in the history of the franchise. So I would say yes. 66% of the votes say no, that he is not an all-time great. This is something that we have not discussed. This was just a note that I wrote in my phone. I always like to finish Polapalooza with a random question. How much money has to be on the ground in order for you to pick it up? I faced this the other day walking through the parking garage where I park my car for the Magic games. I'll give you my answer in a second, but I want to get Mike's first. A quarter, a dime, a dollar only, or a nickel or less. How much money has to be on the ground in order for you to bend over and pick it up?
Oh, if it's silver, I'm picking it. If it's a nickel and it's silver, I'm picking it up. But not a penny. I probably wouldn't pick up a penny.
Okay, so nickel, it's nickel or less, since you would pick up a nickel.
Nickel or less, yeah.
I walked by a dime the other day.
What?
I don't think I've ever felt more rich in my life. I walked by the dime. I said, I don't need this. I don't need to. To me, it's a quarter. I am at 40 years old, and someone who has not put myself in a situation where I'm in debt. I don't feel like I need to bend over for anything that's less than 25 cents. You know, call me fancy.
That 10 cents, those may add up. A penny saved is a penny earned, is the great Benjamin.
Hey, no, but it's not like if I was walking by a dime every day, I think I would change my stance. But the occasional dime, not going to change my life. A quarter, we could buy some gum with that. So I'm going to say a quarter. Mike is down to a nickel. Let's see what the vote says. A nickel or less, 75% of the vote, you guys. All right. Maybe we can start a GoFundMe for our audience. My goodness, people. That right there, this week's Polapalooza.
Polapalooza.
Your texts, your talkbacks. We have talkback controversy coming your way next.
Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz.
How many times have I told you to make a note of what is going on this Saturday? All right. The gigantic spring clearance event at Aggressive Appliances. It's from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. at their expansive 10,000-foot showroom at 617 Mercy Drive in Orlando. And you can save up to 75% on all the top brands. I'm talking KitchenAid and Samsung and Whirlpool and Bosch and Sub-Zero. I could go on and on and on. All right, appliances for every decor and every budget. Plus, there's going to be thousands of dollars in raffle prizes from their brand sponsors. This is your chance to upgrade and save big at the same time. And what I love about Aggressive Appliances is, unlike the big box stores, they have a highly trained and passionate staff. You don't have to go looking for somebody to help you, all right? They're all right there at the big front desk. They'll let you browse around, and then if you need to ask a question, you go up there, and boom, they have the answer. It's not like the big box stores where some teenager is working a part-time job, all right? Also, delivery, installation, and service is all in-house, so don't strike out on these deals. Be there this Saturday for the big spring clearance. For more information or to shop online, go to aggressiveappliances.com. That's aggressiveappliances.com, where the only way to shop is to be aggressive, right?
By now, you've probably seen those green, unmistakable Mills Air service trucks in your neighborhood. Just know when you see those roll through, someone around you is being well taken care of, because Mills Air is family owned and operated, and they have provided affordable, friendly, expert HVAC services across Central Florida since 1992, and they service the Kravitz household as well. They've been good to me for years. They're honest. They explain what's going on. They don't try and upsell you on things that you don't absolutely need. The last technician that came to my house even gave me a rundown tutorial of how to clean my unit myself, and that is what I call respectable and honest service. Protect your investment and give yourself some peace of mind in the process. Call Leon and the crew, schedule your appointment, and tell them that Brandon Kravitz from Game On sent you by. 407-277-1159 and online at millsair.com.
Roadways are starting to get busy, and so are emergency crews clearing up a couple accidents around the area. I-4 westbound before World Drive, left lane's blocked, traffic's bumper to bumper. I-4 eastbound at Osceola Polk Line Road, the left lane's blocked there. There's a crash off to the shoulder on Florida's Turnpike northbound near Clay Whaley, causing stop-and-go traffic. See traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Wendy's new Biggie Deals. Choose one of Wendy's new Biggie Deals. At $4, $6, and $8, pick one of the new Biggie Deals you're craving. For a pretty Biggie deal, gotta be Wendy's. U.S. price and participation may vary.
If you want your windows there in Reese, pick up the phone and just text Reese. Protect your home with Factory Direct Impact Windows from Reese Windows and Doors. At Reese, they've been installing affordable, high-quality windows for over 50 years, and most windows are installed in under 8 weeks. Get out your phone because now is your chance to win them for free. Just text the word TRUST to 20129 to win $25,000 in new windows from Reese Windows and Doors. Text TRUST to 20129 and good luck from Reese Windows and Doors.
Brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Progressive can help you protect your home, auto, boat, motorcycle, ATV, and RV, and more. And if something wasn't mentioned that you had in mind, find out if it can be covered at Progressive.com or 1-800-PROGRESSIVE, because it probably can be.
You'll use the radio in your car more than anything else. When buying a new car, make sure the AM/FM is simple, clear, and convenient.
This is the story of the one. As a procurement manager for a hospital system, she keeps every facility in her network stocked and ready. That's why she counts on Grainger to be her single source for thousands of products, from disinfectants to lighting, air filters, and more. And with fast, dependable delivery, Grainger helps her keep every facility stocked, safe, and running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
The biggest store-wide sale ever is happening at International Diamond Center April 17th, 18th, and 19th. Rings, earrings, bracelets, bands, incredible deals on dazzling jewelry at all 3 International Diamond Center locations: Altamont Springs, Waterford Lakes, and Mall at Millennia.
Here's something most of us don't want to think about, but probably should. Clay Travis and Buck Sexton here for our friend Mike Lester and the team at Talon Wealth Management.
That thing we don't want to talk about is a will. If you don't have one, Mike and his team would like to help you out. They'll start you off with a comprehensive financial plan.
If you are 55 or over and have saved at least $250,000 for retirement, the Talon Comprehensive Financial Plan is complimentary. And when that plan's in hand, you will also receive the gift of a will and trust courtesy of Talon Wealth.
The folks at Talon Wealth are not attorneys, but they work with a group of attorneys who'll provide a will and trust at no charge to you. Reach out at 813-755-5000. 813-755-5000. One more time, that's 813-755-5000. And be sure and tell them that Clay and Buck sent you.
Advisory services offered through Talon Private Wealth LLC, a SEC registered investment advisor. The information provided is for educational and informational purposes only and should not be construed as legal, tax, or financial advice.
When you're buying a home, who you work with matters as much as anything else in the process. That's why you need Kevin Krager with LPT Realty on your side. Kevin doesn't just unlock doors. He brings a deep knowledge of market trends, the latest home buyer programs, and cutting-edge real estate technology. But what truly sets him apart is twofold. Kevin's strong background in construction certainly helps, and the understanding of the investment side of home buying. Any expert you talk to says that using an agent who is also an investor is the true cheat code to doing this home buying endeavor in the best possible way. Kevin knows what to look for so that you don't end up in a money pit. From foundation to roof line, he's focused on protecting your investment every step of the way. And even closing, his service doesn't stop there. Kevin has the resources to help with repairs or any upgrade that you may need. Call Kevin Krager with LPT Realty today. Your future home will thank you.
At some point, body pain may creep in and become your reality that day, but Aleve is here to keep you moving. One pill gives you up to 12 hours of body pain relief, so don't let pain hold you back. Try Aleve today. Use as directed.
Follow the game on Facebook at 96.9 The Game. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine, accident attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
That red talkback mic on the free iHeart app could win you something amazing.
The iHeart Awards in LA.
Plus, it's the fastest way to get your voice on your favorite station.
Thanks, guys. Love you.
I love you guys. Have a good day.
Try the talkback mic now. Just open the free iHeart Radio app.
Everyone has a community to lean on. A neighborhood, school, kids' teams, where you worship, work out, or any other place or group where you choose to belong. Communities can provide support when you need it, and even when you don't know you do. Like when it comes to preventing underage drinking and other substance use. You've talked with your kids and shared clear expectations, but you're not with them every minute. Your community members, friends and relatives, teachers and coaches, faith leaders, and other important adults in your kids' lives be your eyes and a supportive influence when you're not around, reinforcing your messages with your kids and alerting you to warning signs of underage drinking or other substance use. Talk with your kids about these days and involve the members of your community to keep your kids safe, because when you talk, they hear you.
WYGM, WJRR, HD2, Cocoa Beach, Orlando, iHeart Radio station. Guarantee you.
This is Paulo Baker with the Orlando Magic. You're locked into Game On with Bianchi Kravitz.
The segment brought to you by IBEW, IBEW Local 606, proud to serve electrical workers across Central Florida, providing its members a supportive community, training, valuable benefits, and advancement opportunities. Mike, we have a bit of talkback controversy that we need to get to right now.
What do we have?
Well, we'll start with, we dug back into earlier in the day. We saw that there was a talkback for the Beat of Sports with Mark Daniels and Chris Vasquez from our good friend Jesse. Let's hear it.
Hello, friends, and welcome to the 90th version of the Masters. We're going to see this year if Mark Daniels can defend his title, and if Chris Vasquez, who held the lead after the third round, but unfortunately and accidentally consumed broccoli the evening before and had to withdraw. We'll see if he can return to form. Thanks for watching.
Okay, so that was earlier today. It was pretty good. And then we got one this afternoon. Listen.
Hello, friends, and welcome to the 90th version of the Masters. We'll see if Brandon Kravitz can defend his title, and also if Mike Bianchi can return to form after he was leading on the 18th hole, but got distracted by a red-bellied woodpecker. Thanks for joining us, and enjoy.
Jesse, wow. we have access to earlier in the day, okay? The bit only works on one show. You can't use it on both.
You know what? He changed it up. He made it, he molded the Beat of Sports to that show, and he molded his Jim Nance to our show. And there's nothing, I don't see anything the matter with it.
I thought we were in agreement from a couple of weeks ago when we decided that Jesse was a two-timer after leaving talkbacks for the Beat of Sports, especially ones that are identical. What if we try and create different shows here? What if they played that earlier and then we play it later? We look like copycats.
That's the thing, though. Daniels doesn't play stuff like Daniels didn't play that. I guarantee it.
So your talkbacks are going.
Daniels doesn't take calls. He doesn't. Daniels. Daniels only wants to hear himself talk. We know that.
Oh, Jesse. What are we gonna do with you? We have a Masters update to get to with someone who knows the sport certainly better than we do. Whit Watson is going to join us for Making the Cut 60 seconds from right now. We also have Bet It or Forget It to get to, and another rousing draft right around the corner. You're listening to Game On a Masters opening round Thursday. We are back in 60 short seconds.
Local in your face and bald. Very bald. Let's send you to the studio for the premier afternoon sports show in the state of Florida. Game On with Mike Bianchi and Brandon Kravitz.
I keep forgetting to tell Primetime play the Masters music. Keep forgetting. So I can do my gym dance.
Well, you can't do it to Alice in Chains?
No, you can't do it to heavy metal. No, you need the birds chirping and the mellow, gentle hills of a cathedral of the pines, all of that stuff. Cathedral of the Pines doesn't fit with Alice in Chains, all right? Let's welcome in our resident golf insider, the great Whit Watson, former ESPN Golf Channel host. He now hosts his own golf show, Making the Cut, right here on FM 96.9 The Game in Orlando, AM 930 Fox Sports Radio in Jacksonville. Whit Watson, are you enjoying the first round of the Masters?
Oh, this is the greatest week of the year, Mike, in the golf world. This is like homecoming. It's homecoming for the golf world. They're all gathering under the big tree outside the clubhouse at Augusta National Golf Club. It's where all the business gets done behind the scenes under that tree. And unless you're John Rahm or Bryson DeChambeau, you're having a grand old time today in Augusta, Georgia.
That's right. Sam Burns, by the way, tied with Rory at the top of the leaderboard right now. Jason Day, they're 5 under. Jason Day, is Scheffler still at 3 under? I think he's still at 3 under. No, he's at 2 under now. So he
Scheffler dropped a shot. He made a bogey at 11, so he's at 2 under. Gary Woodland, one of the greatest stories of the year, Mike. Gary Woodland coming back from PTSD after surgery to remove a lesion on his brain. At 2 under par, winning on the PGA, just incredible. If you haven't, we don't have enough time to get deep into it, but Google him. Got him into the Masters with a win on the PGA Tour, and he's 2 under right there with Scotty Scheffler. But yes, McIlroy, birdie at 8, birdie at 9, and then went on a heater after Amen Corner, birdie 13, 14, and 15 today, and then parred his way in. So he's at 5 under with Sam Burns, both at -5.
Cool. Hey, Jordan Spieth is 2 under, so he's lurking as well. Real quick, what happened to Jordan Spieth over the years?
He's just Jordan Spieth. He's just Spieth doing Spieth things. He's just had a remarkable run of inconsistency. Won the 2015 Masters by 4 shots over Mickelson and Rose. He was 21 years of age. He was wire to wire. He's been inside the top 4 6 times, runner-up in 2014 and in 16, but then that can't miss tag missed, Mike, and he went through some swing changes like a lot of players do when they have success. They think they have to get better, and it just hasn't been the same Jordan Spieth. And golf is fleeting. And a lot of guys, even when they're at the top of the game, they feel like they have to chase. Like a lot of players, I think Spieth was chasing distance. and he's now 32 years old. He's made now 12 starts in the Masters, 44 rounds that he's played there. And his last green jacket was 2015. His one green jacket was 2015. So no one knows the answer, Mike, as to what happened to Jordan Spieth, but he's still out there and proving, at least for part of a round today, that he can still play this golf course.
Hey, so real quick, even though Tiger obviously not at the Masters, he's become a big pre-tournament topic. Jason Day had some things to say about him earlier in the week. Gary Player, after the ceremonial tee-off shot this morning, he was asked about Tiger. Primetime, do we have that Gary Player clip?
Do I blame him for taking medicine? Hell no. He has sleep deprivation. Do I blame him for taking something to help him sleep? No. But I don't think he should drive a car. When you're taking that medicine, it's dangerous when you're driving a car. Same as it's dangerous when you look at your cell phone in the car. There's 6,000 accidents a day in America in motor cars. So I just think all he's got to do is just not drive a car and get a chauffeur. I mean, my reflexes, I think, are as good as when I was 20. But I don't drive anymore. I get a chauffeur. And I think that's the answer to it.
Gary Player always tells it like it is, doesn't he, Will?
Yeah, Gary Player is never afraid of a spotlight. And you have to kind of take what he says with a grain of salt. I went pretty deep on Tiger on the radio show last Saturday. And I agree. I think everybody agrees that, you want Tiger to take some accountability, not just for himself, but Player's exactly right. When you get in the car, it's not just the danger to yourself, it's the danger to anybody else that's on the road. And he's been very lucky in these 4 incidents in his life when he's had something go wrong when he was in a vehicle that nobody else was hurt. And I think that was a big part of the outcry when he had his latest arrest on suspicion of DUI. But the bigger question, Mike, is who's close enough to him to tell him that? Who in his life will hold him accountable? Who does he trust in his life that he'll actually listen to and say, you know what, you're right? And I spent a lot of time last Saturday morning asking that question. I don't know who that is. His dad is now 20 years gone. From the age of 30 to the age of 50, Tiger has not had his father, a man that he worshipped, the man that built him into the player he is right now. And his mom just passed away in February of last year. I don't know who that person is in his life that's going to tell him, man, you got to get it together. And that's part of the problem. Who's going to hold him accountable?
Talking to Whit Watson from Making the Cut here on 96.9 The Game. Appreciate the visit. What does a start to the Masters or even into the weekend look like for you? Do you carve out a special amount of time for yourself? Do you have a chair that you sit in, a drink that you like to pour for yourself? Being the golf-obsessed man that you are, I would think that this event, like many of us for the Super Bowl, is just treated different at the Watson household.
Let me tell you, the hardest part, guys, now is managing my ADD because there's so many ways to consume the content now. This arguably is the most covered Masters ever. You've got On the Range from 10 a.m. to noon on CBS Sports Digital, Paramount Plus, the Masters website, the Masters app. You've got coverage on CBS and Paramount Plus. If you go to the website, not only can you watch the featured groups, the coverage of Amen Corner, you can go click on the leaderboard and pick any player that you want, pick any hole that they played, and see every shot that every player has hit today. Pick any player, 91 players, Thursday and Friday. Click on any hole they played, and you can see every shot that they hit every round, Thursday and Friday. It's incredible, the technology. It's amazing what you can do as a club. We've got all the money in the world, and the chairman of IBM and the chairman of GE and the chairman of Comcast are all members. It's funny how that works. There's so many ways to consume the content. That's the hard part of just narrowing it down. So I usually follow, honestly, on a laptop and toggle back and forth between featured groups while watching the general coverage on the big screen. It's hard. It's hard to narrow it down. You have no excuse for not following the coverage.
Hey, it's a tough job, but I think you are.
Somebody has to do it.
Exactly, you're the man for that role. 6 of the last 7 champions have been a top 3 favorite during the week. Why is it that this event, in a sport that is so wildly unpredictable and has such a deep, talent-rich field, it does seem like the Masters is, as much as golf can be, a somewhat predictable event? Why is that?
That's a great question, because the venue doesn't change. And I think that the odds makers do a really good job of predicting which players are going to stand up to the test. There's a huge data set. In other words, you got years and years of data to draw from to figure out which players are going to handle this situation better. And it's predictable in the sense that those players that have performed well at the Masters in the past are probably going to perform well in the future. There's nothing in golf like the second 9 on Sunday at Augusta National. And I think that, Vegas wasn't built on losers, right? I mean, it wasn't built on winners, rather. I mean, it was built on taking money from the people that make bad decisions. And I think that the guys that set the odds, they know what they're doing. And this event, because it doesn't change venues, like I said, there's a huge data set to draw from when they decide who are the favorites every year.
Well, before we let you go, Brandon and I had this discussion yesterday. All the golf leaders like Augusta National, the USGA, they're trying to limit elite driving distances, all right? I don't know how they're going to go about that, but the players are hitting the ball way too far for the courses now. Kravitz and I think, hey, baseball players still have to use wood bats. Why can't golfers still have to use persimmon woods?
Here, my whole thing about the rollback, does anybody care that golfers are hitting it too far? Is this an issue? Does anybody care? Do you care?
I don't care. No.
Honestly, as a fan, does it bother you that somebody hits at 350? I've never understood why the governing bodies are so infatuated with the rollback and distance. If you want to apply it to the professional game, great. How are you going to explain to Joe Schmo that we're going to take 20 yards off the ball? Everything in the recreational game is geared towards more distance, trying to hit it further. And you're saying that the ball is going too far? Whatever the answer to that question is, Mike, it better be limited to the PGA Tour, because trying to sell that to a recreational player is insanity. That's absolutely nuts. Trying to take distance away from us, old white guys, you're crazy. That is the worst marketing. That is the worst marketing concept I've ever heard of.
Catch Whit Watson and all of his opinions every Saturday morning starting at 9 a.m. Making the Cut is the name of the show. It's the best golf show on radio and TV, for that matter. Check out Whit Watson, Making the Cut. Thanks, Whit.
All right, guys. Cheers.
Drive for show, putt for dough. Okay, I focus on the short game because I'm in it for the money. Up next,
Travis, you have no touch around the greens.
Up next, what are the best sporting events on the annual calendar, and where does the Masters fall? We'll get to that next.
Game on with Bianchi and Kravitz.
Please excuse me as a single tear runs down my cheek. Baseball season hits the TV screen, and my friends, I learned years ago, you can't go broke betting the under, and the Undertaker is back. This is peak relaxation, and betting season with baseball and the Masters on the screen is a great way to wager on the action and then take a nap. Download the Hard Rock Bet app and get in on these baseball totals, live Masters markets, all of that available on the Hard Rock Bet app. Many ways to immerse yourself in the sports that we love. Experience the futures market and all of the player prop options that you're used to. Sign up with the Hard Rock Bet app today. Double your winnings on your first 10 bets, a max of $50. Join the sports betting revolution online by downloading the Hard Rock Bet app today. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, please call 1-833-PLAY-WISE.